Hello and welcome to another edition of the Manager's Video Blog here in the city of Latrobe. I'm Alex Graziani, the City Manager, and I'm so glad you've taken a moment to view this blog. It's been a little while since we've had one. Of course, the holiday season was upon us and so much going on in the city. At the end of December, the city was able to adopt a 2014 budget. A part of that budget was an increase of the earned income rate here in Latrobe. And that was not an easy decision for council or anybody to make, but it really puts us in a position for the future. I see the budget as being one of the most critical steps that have taken place since I've been here, because it positions us to begin to address current and future needs. This city, for a number of years, has operated in crisis management mode and has been reactionary when things have happened. I think no greater example of that is the parking garage. In 2010, despite years of different warnings and concerns about maintenance and addressing it, the city was not proactive with the parking garage. And of course, the result of that was a bet that failed. The bet was like this. In 2002, there was a bond issue taken out to buy equipment and to do other things. And the bond was funded with parking revenue. So instead of driving parking revenue into the parking system, the city was driving parking revenue into paying for public works, equipment, fire trucks, and the like. And that bet didn't pan out. In 2010, the garage was shut, and it was closed through 2012, a well-documented saga for those of us who live in Latrobe and do business here. It was closed for that period of time. The city council took that 2002 bond, the remnants of that, about $750,000, which was remaining, rolled that into a new $3.7 million bond issue and spent $3 million to rehab the garage, giving it, we hope, a 10 to 20 year, or at least a 20-year life of usefulness. Meanwhile, many other things have been neglected in public works, whether it's the scales or the roll-off trucks. Most recently, during the snowstorms and the cold weather that we've had in January, a 1995 truck in the city of Latrobe broke down, and because of its vintage age, parts are hard to come by, and it took a whole week to get the truck back online. That's basically represented, that one truck, about a third of our snowplow fleet. So it was very important to have that, and here we are with one arm tied behind the back when the snowstorm's coming and keep coming and keep coming. This past Sunday, another one of our trucks went down and was down for about a day while it was getting rehabbed and put back into play. The good news is we have mechanics and great staff who were able to make do with the best of a bad situation. The bad news is we've spent about 10 or 20 years in this city cutting, and being reactionary with our spending, waiting until things broke instead of being proactive and replacing things that are at the end of their life cycle, not waiting for their end of their life cycle to come. Right now I'm here at City Hall, and it's quite warm, but it is very cold outside, and the problem at City Hall is it's a building built 1978 with original equipment in the HVAC system. It's limping along, and we're looking at needing to replace that. It's kind of hard to do that when you don't have money in the budget. So that's why I give credit to the City Council for making the hard decision and raising the earned income tax. We did finish with a slight surplus at the end of last year, amazingly enough, through the prudent work and just discipline of not spending money, and with a windfall in a number of other areas where we got more revenues than we had budgeted for. We were able to finish last year with a small surplus. That, along with this tax increase, I think positions us for the future. For the first time in 2015, I anticipate City Council will adopt a 5-year capital budget plan, which will program anticipated capital needs and be more proactive in investing in the city's resources so that we're able to provide essential services at a high level and not at a low level. Speaking of which, many of you, during this current cold snap have noticed, the sidewalks and the roads. Some of you have commented they're fine. Others have commented to me that they're better than, that they've seen in the past. Many have commented to me that they're less than adequate, that the city services that we provided with salt and plowing and sidewalk maintenance has been less than desirable. I certainly noticed in particularly the residential sections and in the business section of downtown a number of sidewalks that aren't being maintained, that the snow is not being removed and it's so cold, the little salt that might be getting to the sidewalk is not effective and is not melting the snow. And there's icing conditions and treacherous conditions out there on the sidewalks. Those are the kinds of things that, if we want to do better on, it's kind of hard to do that when the budgets are cut and are so low. So again, it's another example besides the capital improvement side where I'm looking to do more with the budget resources we have in order to provide better city services, a cleaner town, cleaner business district where the city parking lots are, for example, and doing improvement with that. So stay tuned for that. It's very important. This is the taxpayers' purse. It's not my money. It's not anybody's money who works here. It's your money. It's your purse. It's a sacred covenant to hand that money over to the government, to be served by the government, not to be run by the government, but to serve. And so as a public servant, my commitment to you is that we do the best we can with that money. And knowing that it's yours, be the most effective with it, to be the most efficient with it, to be transparent in the usage of that. And that's why this video blog is so important, because you're listening to it. It gives me a chance to speak directly to you and share with you my intentions of improving both the capital equipment that we utilize to service the city and the city services in general, making sure that they're the best that we can afford and that every dollar that we spend is prudently spent for the improvement of this town and for your betterment. Lastly, I just want to kind of share with you something that I'm excited about. If you're watching this video, likely you're online and you take advantage of the technology that's out there. I do have a Twitter account. I do email and all that great stuff. Please contact me. You can find my Twitter account by looking at the city's webpage. There's an opportunity to follow me. Just recently I was able to watch the President's State of the Union, and while the State of the Union was going on, the President's speech, I was able to get in on a very interesting discussion with many people all over the country who were also watching the President's speech and using the hashtag symbol to make sure we were all in the same conversation for the State of the Union. I was able to see the White House and President Obama, I don't know how he did it while speaking, their Twitter accounts going live. And of course the White House and the President's Twitter accounts were showing things that he was talking about in real time, so that as he referenced a particular story, there was a video clip that was being linked into from his Twitter account. At the same time, so many of other critics or other folks who aren't so happy with the president were doing similar things. He would mention the minimum wage, someone would show a minimum wage, good or bad, for the economy chart. So it's very interesting. And so I want to say, let's keep going on these discussions. Many of you do Facebook. Many of you maybe are on LinkedIn. Some of you, again, are using Twitter. Please, if you do those things, link up with me on LinkedIn or check out my Facebook account. Follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you as those links happen. And it allows us to share information in real time and different ways of communicating through social media, which again I think is very important. I'm a public employee. I work in the public arena. My work should be available and should be followed, and certainly I want to make that commitment to you that I'll be putting timely information out there and making myself available. Back to the budget, back to winter maintenance, and back to so many issues affecting the city of Latrobe. Please take time after this video. Go ahead to the city's website. There's a feedback form where you can provide direct comment to me. Take a moment to link in or like on Facebook and become friends, or follow my Twitter account. Certainly feel free to come to city council meetings. They're videotaped as well, and you could look at those if you're not able to make them. But it's important that in this republic, this democracy that we have, this local government that we have, that as many of you as possible know what's going on and are informed, but also feeding back your good, the bad, the ugly, whatever you like, what's going on in town and what you think we can do better. Both are very important to hear. And with that, thank you for taking a moment to tune into this manager's video blog. City Council meets on the 2nd and 4th Mondays of every month at 6:30 up here at City Hall, and I would love to see you at those meetings. Again, thank you and have a good day.